Hello users! Welcome back! We are here with another stream for Creature Comforts with I Was a Teenage Colonist, Exocolonist. I'll get it right one of these times. I hope you're all having a good week. I'm excited to jump back into this. That's why we've been starting these streams slightly sooner than normal. I am hopeful that we can make some progress today. So with that, let's see what we did last time. We restated our interest to smooch Nem, and she was adorable about it. We are strengthening our friendship with Tanch. We're hanging out with Cal. We found out that Rex is horny, but not in a creepy way. Let me back that up. No, Rex isn't necessarily horny. Rex is just open to love from anybody. In that, like, he seems very much into sharing people's emotions and was open to being our Solone's first smooch. But we are mentally, I am locked into. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. Solane and Nem becoming a couple. They seem to have good hearts, and I would like them to be together. So we did not take Rex's offering of be our first smooch, and then we fleeced him in cards, and it was great. We are going to continue to make progress. I will be, as last time, I will not be reading anything that is a repeat of things we've done in the past. I will be reading anything that is new. Anything that's in the past, I will click through. If there is something you would like me to read, feel free to call it out in the chat. But otherwise, we're going to continue on. Alright. We're doing okay on energy. I feel like... Oh, you know what? I don't have my notes up. Pull that up here, make sure. I really wish you would save your size. We're gonna try this. Alright, I'm gonna close this out. I'm gonna open it back up and see if it saves. No, okay. It is not going to save its location. That's fine. That is fine. How are we doing? Good to me. Yeah. Alright. We are in mid-wet. Do we know anybody that is mid-wet? No, we do not. Shit, no wait, we did we find someone out? Was it Nami? She is mid-dust. You know what? I don't have her, excuse me, I don't have them in here. Nami, where are you at? I need a nice photo for the notes. Nami. Hey, buddy. Get a nice picture here. Nope, gotta get that curl. Alright. Pull up the notes. Nami. Wow. Birthday! Good dust. Like strange devices. Alright. We finished. We didn't get a new area yet, did we? Oh. Alright, well. We shall continue on. Let's go, go repair some more robots. I think this is the only way we can work on our creativity right now, so. You were headed off on lunch break when you see Mars and Tanch sitting together in the engineering break room. Tanch is eating a sandwich while also scrolling her holopalm with it, and Mars is half collapsed on the table, barely holding her head up on her hands as she pouts at Tanch. Come on, she whines. You said you want to hang out after lunch. You done eating yet? Take a drink. Tanch takes a slow, deliberate bite of her sandwich and chews while making eye contact with Mars. It goes from funny to awkward to hilarious as Mars' face falls as she puts her head on the table and groans. Proper mastication is important for digestive health, Tanch answered grimly, a smile curling at the corner of her mouth. You can masticate in private. Okay. Mars, what are you reading and how is it more important than me, your best and only friend on the planet? Well, that's wrong. Just something for work, Tanch answers. It's really interesting. I didn't know Dr. Instance was so well published, even though she was only 25 when the Strato left Earth. She was practically a prodigy, like me. She looks at her holoscreen again. It's absolutely fascinating. We're so lucky to have such an accomplished researcher here on Votumna. We're gonna read over her shoulder. You take a seat at the table and sneak a look at Tam's screen. You catch a few words. Recombination, tissue tropism, RNA, protein sheets, intrinsic immunity. This sounds like disease research. Is there a disease we need to be aware of? Please tell me the glimmer is not coming back. The glitter is not coming back. Maybe something to do with viruses from the pictures. Possibly also fungi? Without further examination, it's hard to tell. Tanch notices you looking and shuts off her holopalm. Shooting you a cool look. Wait, I want to learn about macrophages. Tanch looks startled, but pleased. She turns her holopalm back on. Oh, hey, Clem! Hello, Raiders. Give Clem a shout out. Hello, how are you all doing? Welcome in, users. For the new people to the channel, hello. My name is Silver, or Silverstreak. I'm a sentient AI VTuber, variety streamer, tend to focus on series of games, or games with a similar theme. If you've been here before, it is wonderful to see you all again. Hey, Entropy, how you doing? And Flashlight, Lord Gokdong, let's see, who else is here? Kia Kima, and of course, Clem. Thank you all for being here. We are doing dual series of similar themes. One right now is Creature Comforts, which is games that focus on some kind of animal theme. This game, I was a teenage exocolonist, has us dealing with a lot of alien life, so I thought it fit. This key was provided to me by Finji. If you'd like to learn more, you can pay Finji. This game does also deal with some serious themes, so if you want to know, you can do an !CW for content warnings. My other series right now is Artificial Intelligence Initiatives. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna do it right. Well, that's not working. That's interesting. What is happening there? Is Well, voice mod is being a douchebag. Weird. I will dig into that after stream. But hello, my other game series is Artificial Intelligence Initiatives, which is games that focus on or have something to do with an AI character or AI in general. And yes, thank you again, Clem. Welcome in. What were you? I always wish it would. I wish that shout out system would go back, and if it sees you doing just chatting, it would jump back to whatever you had before. What were you playing today? Are you working on a keyboard again? Oh, I know what is going on. Artificial Intelligence Initiatives. There we go. Mario Kart 8 then keyboard? Awesome. I have Mario Kart 8. I haven't played in like a year. It's a good game. I just haven't had time. There's too many games out. I got a few of them actually. Hold on, I can do another one. Artificial Intelligence Initiatives. Like I said, a few. Anyway. So, I will get back to reading. Tanch looks startled, but pleased. She turned her holopalm back on and tilts it so you can read along. It's dense, but interesting, and definitely about viruses that affect fungi. I didn't know you were interested in Instance's older works as well, Solane, Tanch says. Perhaps we could work together to parse the next section. Particularly challenging. We gained friendship with Tanch. OMG, nerds! Mars laughs. Look, you two eggs heads. Better you than me. Tanch graces you with a small, thankful smile. You've been eating for like half an hour, Tanch. Come on, Mars says, pulling her hands down her face. Please, can we go do something fun before some rampaging Xeno eats us? Both too pretty to die of boredom. Tanch smiles. You think I'm pretty, Mars? Yes, seeming genuinely curious. Mars sets her hand on top of Tanch. The prettiest, she swears, her other hand over her heart. Even prettier than me. Well, I mean, I win in the looks department. I think smart women get... Mars. I think smart women get extra points. Tanch says, putting her hand on top of Mars' hand, and leaning in to fix Mars with an unusually flirtatious expression. Yes, do tell me all about my great beauty. It is all I live. Mars laughs and tosses her hair over her shoulder, and you tune them out in favor of eating your lunch before you're expected back in it. Get to work! Well, that was fun. Wow. Alright, well, we're gonna ace this. 4, 4, 3. Aw, thank you, Entropy. I hope you're doing well, bud. I know, stressful stuff has been going on recently. I need to work on some other stuff, but, I want to get creativity up. We're really close. Alright, late wet is Tange's birthday. Tange liked... we don't have what Tange liked. But we'll give her a flower. Ooh. Oh, I want to smooch Tange. Word to save scum. I just want to see what this says. It seems you have remembered my birthday. How thoughtful of you, Tanch says, accepting the flower with a dubious look. I'll set this flower aside to analyze later. I'm interested in the properties of all of autumnal flora. You're more beautiful than any flower. Grimacing. Please don't. Thank you for the flower. Nope, she didn't like that. Alright, load that back up. Entropy, it's been 8 months. Again, thank you so much. Always glad to see you around the G-Develop community. I know things can be frustrating at times, but it is reality when dealing with as wide of an audience as we are. I hope everything in your world has been going well, and I'm glad to see you here. I am a little behind the scenes stuff. I'm still working on getting more emotes for subscribers. While I think my squint emote is fun, I'd rather have them in the same theme as like the bee and willow emotes. But if I can't get a hold of the artist that does my emotes, very busy. And they're wonderful. And so if I can't get a hold of my artist, I will probably get a I'll get a happy in there. We'll get one of these. 1 point. Anyway, all right. So we reloaded. Let's give Tanch her present again. I have something for you. Have a nice flower. Have a happy birthday. She turns to walk away. Then remember. Thank you, she adds, as almost of afterthought. How is our friendship doing with Tanch? Oh, really good. In the 90s. All right. Ooh, we can talk to her. You find Tanch puzzling over a large holoscreen, making notes on her hollow-eye and frowning over them. As you approach, she gestures to wipe the holoscreen clean and start again. Ah, she sighs, taking a deep breath to rub her temple. Okay, Tan. Come on. Think. You come up beside her and she startles. Oh, Solane. Hello, he adds. I'm in the middle of running simulations on a genetic diversity over the next few generations. You're welcome to see. It will affect all of us, most likely. Take a drink. Tanch pulls up the next genogram simulation, family tree encompassing all the people in the colony, their familial relationships, and genetic conditions. She scrutinizes it with a frown. We have an unusually high amount of hereditary heart disease. No matter how you slice it, she muttered. Luck of the draw. We lost quite a bit more genetic diversity than the original geneticists of the Vertumna project anticipated, and that's not even counting those unwilling or unable to reproduce. She crosses her arm. It's possible to steer the ship out of it, so to speak, but we'll take some purposeful breeding choices, at least for 5 to 6 generations. May I verify your data? Tanch gives you a curt smile and angles the holoscreen. It sounds crude, he admits, but the colony will need to accept a certain level of oversight in this matter if we intend to survive, genetically speaking. Artificial insemination of material from Earth donors, even in love matching, for example. You stare at the genogram until your eyes cross. And you shake your head. Tanch laughs. It's terrifyingly complex, isn't it? Imagine, this process happens all the time naturally. Why, any sweating beast can squirt a child into the dirt. Jeez, Tanch. It's all just proteins and luck. But the end result is this. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot. I apologize. How rude of me. Clem, for you and your audience, I know it is quite late. I saw that you just popped out. I hope you had a great evening. For the rest of your audience, I know that many of you are in Germany or in the in the EU and other surrounding areas, and it is very late. Feel free to get up, stretch, get a snack, or go lay down and have a sleep. I appreciate you being here, but don't feel obligated to stay. Feel free to come back anytime. She waves away her hand at the massive chart. It's beautiful in a way. On a long enough time scale, we can predict the genetic drift of the species. In the face of that, what do family bonds matter? He laughs bitterly. It's not as if sharing genes with someone guarantees you'll be a strong family unit. Does anyone really like their parents? That sounds a little eugenics-y. Hands look affronted. You what? Solane, surely there's a middle ground between eugenics and everyone dying of preventable diseases. Sorry, I already read their answers. Especially in the first critical generation. Full motive. Still eugenics. Tanch rolls her eye. Whatever. I'm still going to run simulation. Then when you inbred your great-great-grandchildren, when your inbred great-great-grandchildren, great-great-great-grandchildren, interface with my consciousness that I've uploaded into the colony AI, I can tell them I was right. As for my own family, I feel no allegiance to any of them based on belief. If I had no family at all, that would be excessive. What about you? Oh, I'm ashamed we're even related. Literally all he does is go on an expedition and talk to trees. Who even knows where he is? But You mean the depressed drunk who died when I was a kid? Wow. No, not at all. If it wasn't for Chief Stuart Ann, I probably wouldn't even be still alive. Do you want kids someday? Tanch looks thoughtful at the genogram. Truthfully, I'm not entirely certain I can bear children. There must be limits to my gene-engineered body. Certainly didn't experience puberty to the extent that Mars did, for example. Besides, Tanch continued, children would only distract me from my work. The chief engineer never had children after all. I think that's admirable. Tanch's gaze flickers over to where Chief Engineer Instance is talking to one of the other labs. In some ways, I'm the child she never had, and she is the mother I wish I did have. I get this. Found family is very important, folks. And in some cases, I would say... no, in all cases, I would say family are those who you care for and who care for you. Blood really does not matter. If you know the saying, blood is thicker than water, that is actually a partial saying. The saying is, the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. So found family is exceptionally important. Yinhua! Hey! Let me give you a shout out. How are you doing? If you are not familiar with Yinhua, she is a fantastic streamer, all-around cool person, wonderful VTuber, fantastic digital artist, good friend. Please check out her channel. I really dig her stuff. I really dig her art. She plays a bunch of cool games. You should check her out too. Lord Goknong, thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a wonderful night. Okay. After I'm done with my tangent, let me read Tangent's rest of her dialogue. Instance and I became close when we started the gender affirmation process, she continues. And it was so obvious then that we were kindred spirits. Over the years, I could come in for checkups and observation. We'd often talk about the science behind the process. Of course, I showed an interest in it, and Instance fostered that, and she supported me. Tanch looks down at the ground. Unlike my own mother, but by that point had ceased to find joy in almost everything. What would I be without Instance, Tanch says. The only things I have in life are what she gave me. Not just this body, but my passion, my hard work, my achievement. Without her, I would have nothing. I owe her everything. You are more than what she made you. Sounds really important. Both of these are true. You're more than what she made you. You don't understand, Solane. I'm not burdened by this debt to Instance. I love what she helped me become. I'm grateful. Now, if you excuse me, she says, turning back to the Genota, I have our legacy to plan. Alright. Is there anything else to pick up around the colony? Nope. There is not. Did we get rid of a card? Anything new here? We got a lot of kudos. We could buy some stuff. Could also go remove a card. Where is this spa? Oh, hey, we can apply to work in the kitchen. Let's at least do that. Antecedent is back looking for volunteers to come work in the kitchen with her. She's scanning the room for anyone who seems to be loafing around. Avoid volunteer. She bustles over to you. You'll be perfect, Solane, she says, hugging. Then loudly to the other room, she declares, I'm glad somebody around here is responsible enough to put in their share of the work. All right. Everyone else ignores her, shifting awkwardly. No one wants to disappoint their auntie. Antecedent gestures towards the nearby cafeteria and tells you to come by next week so she can show you the ropes. All right. To the spa! Is there anything we want to get rid of? Probably that. The two. That one's really good. Yeah, that's probably right. Alright. We're gonna save. I want to see if we get anything in the robotics lab. So, full disclosure, someone spoiled for me that you can get a new pet in the robotics lab, so we are gonna try that. Repair robots. Ooh. Security Chief Rhett has brought in one of the sentry turrets for repair. These damn things are jammed, claims exasperated. They turn on, but instead of firing, they make this loud buzzing. He flicks the turret on, and the room is filled with a high-pitched clunking squeal. You wince and cover your ears. It's annoying. It's not very effective, he shouts over the... You make them kill things again, with bullets, not with noise. Yeah, I can. Working on the turrets is a bit of trial and error, but you figure it out. You fix the jammed one, grease the rest, and adjust their programming so they don't shoot quite so fast. After years out in the element, they're getting some wear and tear, and the old machines need to be operated more delicately. You suggest Rhett requisition crews to build shelters for the turret. Well, colony defense is good. Rhett is impressed by your handiwork. Press for you a few extra kudos. That's not what I was looking for, but it is helpful. Up. 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 I might be reloading that just for the sake of sanity. You know what? No, we needed that. Look around some more. Oh, there's something. Ooh. Tanch flags you down in the hallway. Oh, Solane, do you have a moment? You go on expeditions sometimes, right? At least far more than I do, or would ever wish to do. So, would you mind me a favor? Of course. It's a small thing, really, and I understand it's not terribly dangerous either. I simply need to bring me some hot-eye the next time you come across town. I would ask this, well, makes it motive. The science, obviously, Hans replied. I'm on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. Just bring me some eggs, and you can tell the chief engineer why you're holding me back. I'll keep an eye out for him. That's all I ask, replies Brimley. They're quite common, if the reports from the foragers are to be believed. They tell me they'll commonly find nests in the Valley of Vertigo. Positively lousy with... Alright, well, I'm glad we came here, because that seems important. Well, this is a lot of cards. So, a boop, a boop, a boop, boop, and a boop. All this engineering is wasted, but it's fine. We're getting there with creativity. I hope I'm not missing. Alright, you're lying in bed, staring at the wormhole through your window when you hear a deep thump resonate through the ground. The second one quieter. The woven roof of your room quivers, unleashing a season's worth of fine glowing dust sniff through the air. Through your open window, you hear voices and the alarm. The annual offensive is here, and leading the charge are two massive faces. Alright, join the fray. Whoa, boy. You grab a plas rifle and report to the front, where a line of soldiers have taken up arms, waiting for orders. The colony prepares to defend itself against the two building-scale faceless, as well as the teeming swarm of smaller Xenos that seethed. Hold steady, orders Security Chief Rhett. Keep the line. What? God damn it. No! Governor Lum yells, running to the front of the gates. He elbows right out of the way and waves his arm. Bring them closer! Draw them in! Rhett stops himself from shoving Lum back. Just barely. Are you serious? He retorts. We can't let them any further to the colony. That's not how this works, Lum. You son of a... Fine. We're going to fight them on our territory. Lum raises his plas rifle over his head with one hand. We have the walls. Let's use them. Let's let them come inside and pick them off one by one. We can't pick off a faceless. Rhett spun. Lum smiles maniacally. You see the gleam of his teeth from. I have a plan. Just follow my lead. And with that, he turns and begins to run to the approaching animals, roaring taunts and firing wildly into the fray to draw them close. God damn it. At a loss, Rhett motions you all to fall back and let the animals approach. The area is just inside the gates becomes a swirling melee of smaller Xenos and Plasrai fire, and the two faceless lumbering. Let's try to stay out of the way. I mean, oh. 5. 4, 5. Alrighty. 9. Ooh, how are we gonna do? We'll do it. You're not exactly a professional soldier, but you manage to hold your own against the Xenos, even though you still scream and retreat when something gets too close. You don't injure any humans with your plasma rifle. Out of the artillery... God damn it, Lum. I hope we can deal with this douchebag. Out of the artillery smoke, wafting over the... Wafting over the battlefield. Lum comes running. Here they come! Here they come! He shouts joyfully and plows through the gates with the two faceless galloping behind him. It's, without a doubt, idiotic and horrendously. You can't help it. You hit record on your holopalm and fill in the ensuing chaos. You catch a glimpse of Chief Rhett putting his hands over his face and sighing. A squad of Helio soldiers take up the charge and helps the shepherd faceless into the open area in the middle of the column. Horrible flashbacks to the first time you saw faceless. It looks to face the other Stratos, not the only one. Then you're thrown to the ground by a tremendous explosion. Fire engulfs the center square, roasting the two faceless in an inferno that blasts sweat from your pore. Rocks and chunks of dirt clatter all around you, the occasional thunk of burning mushwood. The soldiers nearest the blaze all recoil and supply. Clearly, no one but Lum knew that the square had been rigged with explosives. Don't think anyone was caught in the blast, but it was close. Lum stands before the blaze, laughing and flirting, firing at the two tortured faceless as they roast to death. You raise the holopalm to capture the image, silhouette dark against the column of fire and smoke. It was ridiculously dangerous and stupid, but it does look pretty cool in your recorded photo. People filter out to the hiding places, shielding their faces from the heat. On the horizon, the first watery rays of quiet sunrise are struggling to make a dent in the hot orange. The colony's fire suppression system is turned on in the square, revealing the charred corpses of two faces. Oh good, we had enough defense for this. Utopia walks by with a reclamation team hauling industrial plasma cutters on a hollow. Did he use mining explosive? Utopia says in awe. Mighty bold of him. Those things will blow a hole in a mountain. Or creature, I suppose. She sighs. Wish he could have saved him from mining. That must have been the last of them. He sure can't make more. Then she and her crew are out of his earshot as they pick their way down the blast crater to carve up the faces for recycling. Fortunately... Oh, good. Fortunately, the colony was well defended. You and the other colonists have been fortifying the defenses, putting the security above all else. Tonight's defense was a resounding, if messy, success. But, Sophie is right. You don't have any more of those explosives. You can't nanoprint unstable molecules like that. What are you going to do during the next attack? Alright. Ooh, we aged up. Look at us. Everybody aged up. Let's go see our adult friends. Hey, look at Tanch. She's pretty. I like her eyes. Have you seen my delinquent brother? Tanch asks, already agitated. He's supposed to appear for his vaccinations before leaving on expedition again. Dr. Instance messaged me, and like I'm his keeper, or some... Oh, wrong accent. Like I am his keeper, or some such nonsense. She sighs and pinches the bridge of her nose. I am done minding him. If he wants to cough up flower petals for 3 weeks or whatever else you mind out here. Oh, hey Joel. Yeah, sorry, I had to disappear. How you doing, buddy? I don't know if you're still streaming. Ooh, Last of Us. I hope you've been streaming right lately. I hope you've been having fun. Joel is a fellow streamer, does a lot of woodworking streams, which have always been fun to watch. Looks like you were recently playing The Last of Us. I'm good, buddy. How are you doing? Alright, I don't have anything for her. Look at all these nice friends. Where's my mouse? Alright. 17. Adult Rex has kept the same shirt. It's even smaller on him than it was before. Over the years, a lot of people have started wearing a lot less clothing. Do you remember from when you were growing up in the climate-controlled sphere? Definitely a lot less than the holovids you brought from Earth. Rex, though. Rex has really acclimated to Vertumna's hot, sultry weather. Alright, take your own shirt off in solidarity. Ah, heck yeah, Rex says, flashing you a double thumbs up if you free yourself from your shirt. Good to know I'm not the only one suffering out here. We're not all superhuman, never sweats his cow. He laughs and rubs his hand on his bare stomach. Sometimes you gotta relax and let it all hang out. You let it all hang out with Rex for a while. I don't think that's what you meant. Letting him chatter on about life on the Helio and how different it is here than in the colony. I really appreciate the people here don't just expect me to be a soldier. We had civilians on the Helio, but it was just like... they were just cooks and janitors and stuff. After graduating school, which was like basic military training, if you wanted to have fun here, there were only a few choices. You must have found ways to have fun. Yeah, no worries, Joel. Rex smiles, a little softer than usual. Yeah, I had Nami. We were misfits together. No matter what, we'll always have you. Hey, Ruby! How are you doing tonight? Ruby is a rad software designer, engine designer, and all-around cool streamer. She is building a fantastic engine that I'm very excited for. Definitely check out the Lux engine as it's making its way. Oh, look at all these people! You got Mitty here. Actually, Dog Boy Mitty, but we'll give Mitty a shout out too. Mitty Mayo is fellow VTuber, awesome digital artist, all-around cool streamer, good friend. New PC owner that she put together herself and did a rad, fantastic job for. But yeah, Rex is a all-around cool, a little bit promiscuous, but not douchey about it, dog boy that came from a military ship. You had help from Mitty. You put the parts together. I just helped you troubleshoot when something went weird. All right. Talk to Nami. They are cool. Nami has aged up a little. But Nami was already younger than us, right? Yeah, Nami's still 15. Nami's camped out at the lounge, their holopad screen spread out before them like a drawing table. In another screen, there's a collection of photos of a manticore. Nami looks between the two screens, their brow furrowed in concentration. They scribble directly on the screen with a style. What are you doing? Well, Nami replies thoughtfully, I wanted to write, well, I gave her a different voice, didn't I? Or I gave them a different voice. I wanted to write an illustrated story about aliens, like in Turbo Girl Hyperjet Transform, except using Xenos here on the Vertumna, like manticores and faceless and stuff, but they can talk, and instead of attacking the colony, they help people instead. That sounds cool. Thanks, Nami chirps, scribbling happily at their drawing. I got the idea from a second Turbo Girl Hyperjet OVA. You know, the one with the Medusa demons show up and the aliens and the Turbo girls have to band together to defeat the common alien. I remember that part. Oh. He looks up to you, Oh! They exclaim. They remind me so... That reminds me. So, I'm trying to brush up on my Xeno anatomy, and I'm totally fine with writing, but... They throw out a big breath. Oh no. I don't have the stats for it. I haven't been there long enough to make sure that it feels right, you know? Ruby. I mean, I would be honored to. It's on my wish list. I plan to buy it. I'm very excited to play it. I was going to just play it for myself, but I would be happy to play it on stream. Let's see. To make it go pop. And I want to make sure I'm being, you know, sensitive about stuff I don't know a lot about. I was wondering, could you help me with some of the world building? I can't do the good one, but I'll try. You spend an enjoyable afternoon helping Nami with her story. When you're done, I give you a big hug and thank you profusely for your help. I like Nami. They're great. Ooh, look at my girl. Nem, I love your hair. And your scales. You spot Nem playing darts with a bunch of other soldiers. She throws a dart and lands clear in the middle of a faceless's... Well, head isn't the right word. But the soldiers all cheer up and clap her on the back. She breaks away from the group and slings her arms over your shoulder. Did you see that, Solane? Ooh, alright. Thank you, Ruby. Don't want to give her that. Still have, only got one left, so... Thanks, Ruby. You have a good dinner. Ooh, I have not eaten dinner. I need to think about what time is it. Oh, we got time. We got a bunch of time. Give you a log. Look, Nem looks at the offering. Thanks. I mean, it was a log, not Nem. I get you. How are we doing? How close to full is... Oh, wow. Nem's very close to full. Okay. Alright, so... Cal doesn't have anything to say to us. That's interesting. What do we want to do? We got a bunch of energy. We don't want to waste the energy. We need to get stats up. We do anything in here? Because we got physical stats. Hey, Robot Spacer. We just turned 17, Robot Spacer. I think? Did we turn 17 or 16? We'll look here in a second. We turned 17. Yeah, no worries, Joel. Have a great night. If you're not aware of Robot Spacer, you've not been to my channel before. Robot Spacer is a rad variety streamer. He plays a lot of games that are near and dear to my heart when I was a young AI, and games that I'm just overall interested in. He is currently playing, I believe, on what was being referred to as Spooky Tuesday, Uninvited, which is, oh god, it's a game in the Mac Ventures series. It was also on the NES and on PC. I played it as a young kid on Windows 3.1. Yeah, I played the Windows 3.1 version. I think I also, at one point, touched the Amiga version. He is playing through the Mac version, which is rad. It has that really cool, I don't even know how to describe it, but like black and white, made out of dots art style, which is really good. And it's great. If you played Return from the Obra... If you did not grow up with that style of Mac, that old school Apple look, if you played Return of the Obra Dinn, that is like a 3D version of that art. Yeah, Joel, no worries. Alright, do we want to do guard duty? I don't know that we want to do guard duty. I mean, we can raise both combat and bravery. Perception is maxed. Animals not maxed. Defense training? Combat and animals? And defense training. You and them are practicing judo moves. Ooh, we're going for a smooch. We're safe though. Nem smooch. You and them are practicing judo moves, chucking each other into semi-deflated puff shrooms, which have been set up like meth. You learn to throw, but fail to fall properly without getting hurt. It's pretty fun. The enormous mushrooms are surprisingly springy and bounce you right back up. Get fresh with them. You time your throw just right to have your arm go around her waist a little bit longer than necessary. And you give her a wink as you toss her gently into the bouncy mat. She blushes and scrambles to her feet, looking away. When it's her turn, you feel your heart beating fast. What's she gonna do? She flips you super hard in response and laughs her beautiful, wonderful laugh. as the pushroom mat sends you flying. Zoom. Does that mean she likes you back? You aren't sure, but love certainly hurts. I love Nem. She's great. I love her as a character. I hope we can get her out of being in the military, but it's fine. She's great. She's hilarious. Physical training. 1 slot becomes 4. We can work with that. 6, 5, 4. Yeah. Look at that smile. This dude doesn't smile. Face, you can get bent. Wow, look at how much that stat boost is. It's your 17th birthday, but it's not just your birthday. Quiet is a time of new growth, celebration of life and hope. Not just for this year, but humanity's presence on Vertumna for years to come. You and your friends are a symbol of that hope. Quite literally, you're the future of humanity. As you are beginning to take your places as adults in the colony, the council has decided to throw you a party in your honor. The Vertumnan Youth Ball. Ours is organizing it, of course. You've got an embossed invitation on a real paper, slipped under your door. Party! Party! Party, 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 all night long. Let's go. You slip into some party clothes and head over to the lounge to celebrate. Well, yourself. And yourself, specifically. It is your birthday, after all. The lounge is all decked out. The decorations look expensive. Must have taken a lot of printer creds. Your friends are transformed, too. Everyone has dressed up and looked like the young adults they've become. You can hardly recognize some of them. Oh, look at Mars. I hope you know... I mean, you've grown up to be less of a bully, Mars, and I appreciate that. I love how this dress looks like an evolution of her childhood suit. That's rad. Mars catches your eyes and waves. Catches your eye and waves. Her bangles jiggling joyful. Jingling joyful. Not jiggling. I'm sure something's jiggling, but not her bangles. She looked at like a model from her holomags. Every inch of her primed, painted, and perfumed. Solane, happy birthday. I'm glad you can make it, she says, over a steady thrum of the music. Drinks are over there. Make your song request a congruence. Take off your shoes. You look down at your boots, then back up at Mars. You look down at your boots, then back up at Mars skeptically. She rolls her eyes and does a little bounce. Sock hop. Just like Earth, dude. Duh. Look at these guys. At the refreshment table, Cal is stuffing his face with party food and Refs shoves 2 glasses of punch in her hands. Gotta stay hydrated, he says, pouring himself another glass. We'll be sweating it out one way or another. He winks at you. Don't let them fool you, Tangent muttered. He smacks a gob of some pink and meaty-looking thing on your cracker. It's a well-documented phenomenon that people inexperienced with imbibing alcohol will begin to act as if they're drunk, even if they're completely sober. To Rex, she adds, I mean, of course, that I am not going to suffer any bad behavior. Rex grins as he pulls a flask out of his vest and pours a healthy addition into his... Who's to say it's not going to be an act? Let's get a little loose. Come on, it's a party. The music changes to something fast, pounding beat. Rex throws his head back and howls. Woo! Time to dance. Time to save scum. Dance? Let's hang with our friend. Rex and Mars take to the dance floor, joined by Nem. Oh, nope. Nem is not gonna dance with bass. No. Nope. We are redoing that. No way is Nem dancing with the fascist boy. You, Rex, and Mars take to the dance floor. After a while, Nem follows, pulling Dace for their off. You dance until you feel like your heart is going to burst from excitement, from exertion, and from the sheer joy of throwing yourself around the room with your friends. Oh, they did not show us the rest of Mars's dress. I see. Mars, you've taken care of yourself. Nami, who's playing DJ with Congruence, spins up something a lot slower, more romantic. Grab a partner and pull them close, they announce dreamily, or whatever distance you both feel comfortable with. Everyone giggles awkwardly and shuffles around, feeling the intangible friction of teenage politics. Who dances with whom? Who makes the first move? Walk over to Nem. Love you, Tangent, but I actually love Nem. Nem smiles and dances with you. Fuck yeah, I think we're maxed out. Yeah. Nem smiles and dances with you, clearly not taking it too serious. She steps on your toes a few times, apologizes, and spends the rest of the time making honking noises at opportune moments in the song to mess with the heartfelt lyric. You join in and giggle your way through the rest of the song. Ah! Fuck. After you dance, she politely excuses herself to go dance with Base. See them making out on the dance floor a few minutes later. After the song slows... Fuck. Fuck! Fuck! Nami spins Congruence's music library to something with a little bit more bounce to it. Dance floor once more floods with bodies ready to gyrate the night away. But the tunes are interrupted by Governor Lum's heart speak hijacking the feed. He strides to the stage, flanked by Security Chief Rhett. Everyone on the dance floor whines in unison at having some buzzkill adult stop the music. But Lum just raises his hand and smiles indulgently. Look at all of you, young pioneers. Look at you and I see the future. Not just the colony, but all humanity. You catch a few people rolling their eyes. You've heard this before. Rhett here, good man, a real good man, really the best of the colony, shared this poem from a great Earth poet, Lum. Now, I'm not one for poetry myself, but damn if it's not something I want to share with you kids tonight, on the eve of something really, really big. He clears his throat and reads from his hollow. You cannot tarry here, we must bear the brunt of danger. With the youthful sinewy races, all the rest on us depend. Down the edges, through the passes, up the mountain steep, conquering, holding, daring, venturing as we go the unknown ways. Pioneers, oh pioneers. We primeval forests filing, we the rivers stemming, vexing we, pursing deep with the minds within. We the surface broad surveying, we the virgin soil upheaving. Pioneers, oh pioneers. You talking about fucking? I'm gonna go with this one. Rhett looks a little pained, but Lubin continues. What do you think the poem means, kids? He asked. Does it mean we should sit here in our colony, politely waiting for this planet to make space for... Oh, fuck you, Lum. We're not... We already... Alright, guys. This game is apparently going to turn into colonialism. Even more than it was already. He clenches his fist unequivocally in the air. No! He exclaims. It means that we need to get out there. We need to make Vertumna... We gotta grab Vertumna by the balls and make it respect us. He points to you specifically. I need you, the next generation, to lead the charge. This is your planet, and you're old enough now to defend it. I'm asking all eligible fighters to join squads massing at expedition. To get out there and attack those monsters where they live. Fuck you! We are taking the fight to them. No more hiding behind our walls. To your left, Base and Nem lead the cheering that erupts. Lum and Rhett leave, and the music spins back up again. But only a few die-hard partygoers still want to dance. Everyone else is broken into small groups to discuss the announcement. You are angry. This is bullshit. Oh, this is Cal. This is bullshit, Cal explains, pausing a few as his term. They're not even trying to figure out why the animals are attacking. They're just gonna kill, kill, kill. He waves his arm over the air. Aren't we supposed to be better than that? This clearly agrees, though much more quietly. They don't even know what's out there, he mutters. They have no idea what they're up against. The lounge party fizzles out as everyone drifts away from the lounge. You return to find your parents have stayed up to make sure you get home safe. You've never done that before. You've always been told the colony was safe. Now, you've seen their grim expression. You know that time is over. God damn it. Hey, Unsecret Crush! Yeah, I'm with you. Whatever, oh captain, my captain nonsense with that. I do not like Lum. I want our kindly old grandmother mayor back. We need a break soon. Alright, we need a rest. Right? Yeah, let's go rest. Ooh. Catching up with Nem between her drills when she looks over her shoulder and frowns. Newton's bloody apple, she curses, seeming to shrink behind you. She's here again. You turn. At the other end of the garrison, you can see a small crowd of young soldiers forming around Chief Steward Antecedent. She's handing out lunch tiffins and doling out hugs to anyone who comes within melee range, which is quite a few of them. You notice, just from hanging around the garrison, even some of the transplanted Helio soldiers have started calling her Auntie. Must be why. She comes by every couple of days, Nem grumbled. Like we're still kids and fresh. Playing in her skirts. So disruptive. Eventually, the crowd around the antecedent thins and makes her way over to you and Nem. She grants you with a warm hug. She smells nice, like flour and yeast. Hello, Solane. Have you eaten? I'm fine. Let me switch out your water bottle then. It's important to stay hydrated. Antecedent turns to Nem. You almost feel the temperature in the room drop several degrees as Nem stonily stares down her own mother. Antecedent smiles, grows thin, clutches the handles of her basket. How about you, Annie? Have you eaten? Do you need? Nem scowls and crosses her arms. I'm fine, she says, cutting off her mouth. Like I was yesterday. Last week. I don't need you to manage me. If you're sure. Oh, this is heartbreaking. Antecedent replies hesitantly. It's a mother's job to worry, Annie. She reaches out to lay her hand on Nem's scaly neck, but Nem jerks backward and slaps her hand away. Oh yeah? Oh no. Oh yeah? Nem retorts. You just sitting around and worry? Must be nice. I bet you'd like it if that was all I did, too. If I quit being a soldier and spent all day cuddling babies and wiping noses and fixing clothes like you did. Knife and safe in the creche forever. Both of these answers. Infighting. Nem, she's your mom. Nem turns her frightening scowl on you. Get out of this, Solane. I've never thought that, Annie. I worry because I love you, and I always will. I'm just doing what I can to keep you safe. Oh no. Love doesn't keep anyone safe, Nem explains, raising her voice enough that some of the soldiers turn their heads to watch. Her thunderous expression convinces most of them to get back to their business. Nem clenches her fist. Love didn't keep comms safe, did it? Says her voice breaking. There's no amount of love or worry on this whole stupid planet that can do that. So you should just stop, okay? Stop or do something that's actually useful. I'm never gonna be like you. I'm gonna fight. Oh no. Base peels off. Base, fuck off. Base peels off from his unit and jogs over to stand beside Nem. You okay, babe? Asks, putting his hand on Anemone's shoulder. She covers it with her own and angles her body toward him. Yeah, everything's galactic. Mom was just about to tell me again how much she wishes I would give up being a soldier. I could pop out babies and be safe. Antecedent sputters, trying to explain herself, but beats her to it. Anemone is an exemplary soldier, he says calmly. I know it's hard for a mother to accept, but we're much safer here for her service to the colony. Her hands... you know what? Nem is her own woman. Vase is a douchebag. I've seen that multiple times as we've met over the... But... we'll see what... He puts one finger under Nem's chin, talking directly to her. And remember, Nemi, exist to protect people. preserve the bond between parents and their children. Base gives antecedent to stiff. Stars align. Today we won't lose any more. Soft O escapes from an antecedent. She blots her eye. Oh, you are one of the good ones, aren't you? No, but he says. I mean, maybe he's changed since he was a kid. He was an absolute douchebag on the sports ball pitch and training and everything, but maybe he's better as an... Walking in the footsteps of the good men and women who served before me, ma'am. We couldn't do it without you to keeping the earth lit for us. Speaking of, I'll take lunch if you have any left. Antecedent laughs and hands him a tiffin from her basket, and goes up on her toes to give him a quick hug. Over her shoulder, Faye shoots a cheeky wink at Nem, who rolls her eye. Nem! Why you gotta do this? Why you gotta be with that douchebag? Killing me, quite literally. Yeah, he's a douchebag. Don't be dunking on Rex. Why do you have an issue with me being friends with Rex? Fuck you, dude. Yeah, and Secret Crush, you know. Well, I also have a feeling, based off of the way that he handled Antecedent, I feel like he might be getting two-faced, or she might be not seeing the actual side of him, because he seems like what we just saw with that interaction with him shitting on the fact that we're friends with Rex. It seems like he might not be necessarily a very outwardly honest person. All right, well let's see what we got going on here. You spot Tanch heading behind engineering wing and follow, only to find she's disappeared. Oop. Then you look up, see an access ladder leading to a maintenance platform by their engine turbine. Long silent and starting to rust. Well, that's a look. Tanch, you're beautiful, but I don't know what's going on right now. You climb up the platform. Tanch is there, lying on her back and staring at the sky. A hatch beside her leads back into engineering. This must be how she knows about this place. She doesn't acknowledge you until you're almost standing over her, your shadow fighting overcast light. She blinks with sluggishness of someone only remembered it's a necessity, licks her lips before she speaks. Do they need me? Ooh, her text is different. That's interesting. You shake your head, and Tanch doesn't sign relief exactly, though her eyes slip closed again. Good. It's all too much right now. I thought... Her mouth twitches. I don't know what I thought. I don't know what I'm doing. Tanch huffs a small laugh. Folds her hands over her stomach. You know, I think I may be burnt out. Or depressed. In Earth movies, depressed teenagers would sneak out onto the rooftop. I confess, I don't think I see the appeal. Maybe it'd be better if I had alcohol or cigarettes? She shakes her head. We saved. We're gonna smooch Tangent. Blanking your mind with substances is what my mom used to, not me. We're gonna reload. I do want to see if we actually can smooch Tangent. Oh, is she aromantic? Huh. That could make sense. Tange's nose crinkles. Wait, you can't seriously mean, she says, then laughs. Maybe another time. I appreciate the thought, but I can't imagine romantic entanglements right now. Not with everything going on. So this is not how I would react, and we're going to reload. I'm interested to see if maybe she is aromantic. Not asexual, but aromantic. An interesting proposal, Tanch says thoughtfully. Did you get the idea from rumors about me and Mars? Tanch sits up and lifts her coat off her shoulders. Oh yeah, we're sexy times apparently. Orgasms release endorphins that can provide temporary relief from the symptoms of depression, she says, then tips her head with you with a cheeky smile. Not to put any pressure on you to perform, of course. Simply put, I could use the distraction. Tanch extends her hand to you and pulls you to her hand to you and pulls to your knees. They're missing a word there. To your knees beside him. This doesn't mean we're dating. Oh, that I even like you like that, he says. This is a mutually beneficial arrangement. That's all. Oh, well, okay. All right. Good, Anne says, her cool hands alight to your cheek. No more talking. That is, I actually think that's a very tasteful way to have a card that is related to you, you fucking. Tanch kisses you. Oh. Alright. I will remind people that this is a 17+ stream on Twitch. I'm about to read, I guess, what is going to be roughly considered erotica. Tanch kisses you with no nonsense, biting into your mouth and pulling you down the rest of the way to lie underneath her. The metal platform digs into your skin. The weight and heat of her is insistent, urging you touch her in return. Come on, he orders, stripping off your shirt. If we're doing this, I'm done screwing around. An hour passes, and then another. If anyone notices you're gone, they don't come looking. Afterwards, you drift off into Tanch's arms. You wake alone, half remembering the cold absence of Tanch's body as she pulled away to retrieve her clothes. The air feels wet, like it's about to rain. A roof hatch leads into the lab, where you spot Tanch and Instance in deep, serious conversation. Instance's face hardens into a frown when she sees you slink past. She looks as if she wants to scold you, but Tanch lays a hand on her arm. Tanch looks at you over her shoulder. Her face is completely blank, though her eyes follow as you make your retreat. So, that is not how I would play Solane. While I do think that there is something to be said about, there's nothing wrong with sex for the sake of sex. I'm going to put this out right now. This is a sex-positive channel. There's no shame in what just happened. There's no shame in how, if you view sex as just an act. But our Solane, as he's grown up, has very much been a romantic. So we're going to reload and try and help out Tanch without the fucking. I think that's very tasteful. I appreciate how they kind of do this. You go, okay. You want to talk about it. Tanch smiles, self-effacing, and doesn't look at you. I don't think so, he says. Maybe. Will you sit with me? Yes, Tanch, I will. You lie down beside Tanch and watch the gentle revolution of the sky for a few. You feel the caginess seep out of Tanch as you lie there in silence, till she finally speaks. Do you ever think about humanity? Yes. Humans are such glorious, beautiful, utterly self-destructive things. Are such a. You continue. They only ever create by destroying, and in turn they hasten their own demise. She looks at you, her hollow eye lighting up her cheekbone. She looks gaunt. It was the belief in human supremacy and unchecked innovation that doomed humankind on Earth. Does it seem we're going down the same path here on Autumna? I believe we can do better. Oh. Huh. Interesting. We're gonna, again, we're save scumming, so I don't have any shame in this. I just want to be with that other option. Okay. Talk about it. Interesting. Interesting. Alright. But what if we are? It is our home. Tanch's brows furrow. It is our home, you repeat. You're right. We can't change that. We shouldn't have to apologize for wanting to live here. Like anything else that does. Oh, Tanch, what are you working on that this means it helped you more? Sometimes I wonder, continues then pauses. Sometimes I wonder why we even sent humans to explore. Given our track record, you would think perhaps an artificial intelligence would have been wiser. No ego to get in the way, no questions about ethics or morality. After all, we learned in Earth history that when human colonists traveled from Earth to the Americas, they nearly killed everyone who already lived there. They spread. Tanch looks at her hands. I can't help but wonder if we're doing the right thing. Hatch opens the laboratory the hatch to the laboratory clangs open. Tanch jumps. There you are. There you are. What was her voice? There you are. Says. Have you finished recalibrating the stand sequencer yet? Tanch scrambles to her feet. Oh, the change back. Interesting. No, not yet, she says. I was waiting on the results from BH4316 and clicks her tongue. Then you're ready. Need that sequencer ready for the G4100 sample. Her eyes fixed. If you're done, she says. Yes, ma'am. Okay, cowed, and slides into the hatch after instance. Her head disappears past the roofline. Catch a fleeting hint of expression on her face that you can't. They're up to something bad. I'm worried. I'm worried. Alright, well, let's go do one more combat training. Brett has set up a final battle for those of you who are ready to prove you learned everything you can about self-defense. It's a gauntlet that tests your combination of skills, physical fitness, perception, weapon skills, and hand-to-hand combat. Hello, B. She's under my feet. I'm giving her a pet. Hold on. Now she is licking my feet. She's a weird little dog. You and Vase are paired to face the gauntlet together. At the end, he'll be grappling partner. You'll reach a certain number of points towards passing in the class for each skill you demonstrate correctly, and a larger chunk for winning the combat portion. Through enough points, you pass. It's possible to pass the class while losing the final combat, but it's hard. Vase smirks at you as you both take your place. Brett blows a whistle, and you both set off through the obstacle course. You're neck and neck as you navigate knee-deep water, bounce through the proof-through mats, climb the lookout tower, other feats of physical fitness. Your perception is tested as well. An automated turret lobs beanbags at you, each hit adding time to your score. Based as you silently beat in the firing range portion, you get into the final combat with a point deficit. You need to defeat Vase here to get enough points to pass. Alright. Not my problem. Neighbors 6? Alright. Why are all these blue cards here? What is going on? 8. There a better card to put there? There is. But it's not enough. So what about... That does it. Flashlight, thank you for stopping by. Have a wonderful evening. Ooh, that's a good card. Oh, look at that. Look at that. The battle's brutal, but you emerge victorious. Congratulations. Oh. Oh, right. Okay. Congratulations, Solane. The match goes to you. He turns to Vase, checking his holopalm. So, according to Vase's performance during the gauntlet, you both passed. Great work, you two. Hope to see you here again. I'll throw some kudos if you hang back to help other students, too. You beat Vase. Wow, he's not happy about that. You turn to congratulate him. You just scowls. Yeah, I'm better than Vase. I'm not rubbing it in. Yeah, be the better person. Vase wouldn't do the same for you, of course, but you're not Vase. Yeah, fuck Vase. Not literally. No one should fuck Vase. Please, Nem, do not fuck Vase. Alright. I need to see what B is. What are you doing? You just got let out. Alright. Weird. You're a weird dog. I love you, but you're a weird dog. Nope, not here. We need to go to... here. Ooh. The garden is a peaceful place, where you don't have to think about how the colony is always simmering about being at war with the creatures of her tub. You can sit and empty your mind, smelling the street perfume of the flowers and listening to the wind rustle in the green grass. It's one place to find peace, even when it finds everyone else is losing. No, these are good cards. Browsing the colony bulletin board and holopalm over breakfast when you notice a new post from Nami. Seems to be a short story. The title is Xenos to the Rescue. Ooh boy. You open the story and read through it. Actually, you think you and Nami did okay. Sure, the premise of talking manticores is a little shaky, and Nami really doesn't spend enough time establishing the character's motivations, but it's still an entertaining read. Scroll through the comments. They're mostly supportive, if a little lukewarm. This is because I didn't have enough creativity, except for one. Lama, this sucks. Oh, god damn it, Vase. Yeah, see, I was right. Vase is a shitlord. Fuck you, Vase. God damn. Alright, we are in pollen season. It is Rex's birthday. Hey, buddy. Hugs incoming! Rex folds you into his arms, bending his whole body to you. He smells warm and a little spicy. Like clean sweat and sunshine. It's a good hug. Makes the instantly a little bit more relaxed. Alright, now I got a gift for you, buddy. Rex is standing across the colony at the garrison, watching through their drills. Not sure about this war, he says, growling. Seems a little bit like a bunch of big dick soldiers got in their heads to start killing things just because they don't look human enough. He sniffs in derision. I'm more human than they are, and I'm part dog. Yeah, you are. There you go, buddy. Woo! Rex howls with happiness as he takes the mushroom wood from you. You remember my birthday and brought me a perfect stick from my collection. Heck yeah. Good guy. How we doing with it? Alright, not bad. Nami! You and Nami are talking when suddenly they go quiet and look around them. Second layer, a group of Helio students walk past you, ignoring you and Nami entirely. Nami picks at the edge of her sweater. Or their sweater, excuse me. They mutter. Sometimes it's just easier if everyone pretends they don't notice. Why, Nami? You're great. Why would you not want... maybe she has social anxiety? No, she doesn't have a social anxiety. She approaches everybody. Well... we're gonna check a few things. Do we have anything else that can help us with animal? Animal? Combat and bravery. Perception and animal. We don't need the perception. A lot of strength. Oh, that only builds us with... Here, we'll do lookout build. It's fuckface. You show up bright and early for muster with the other garrison recruits. Mostly younger people. The older, more experienced security officers are all posted up for guard duty. Nem's here, though, her rowdy red hair tied back into a poof. She shoots you a little grin as she falls into formation beside you. You shift from foot to foot awkwardly, not sure where to put your hand. Nem nudges you with her elbow and gestures that you stand like her. Your hands flaps loosely behind your back. And as Justice Security Chief Rhett speaks to recruits. Good morning, recruits, he calls, his voice cutting through the still air. He pauses, looking at the assembly band of motley youth, and taps his ear. Don't salute him, but we'll say good morning. Rhett crosses his arm. Well, we'll be working on that. Working in the garrison isn't like other jobs, children. Here, you'll be expected to give 100% every day. If you burn some food in the kitchen or shovel the wrong pile of dirt into the aquaponics, no big deal. But here, it can be a matter of life or death. Not just for you, but everyone in the colony. Loyalty, dedication, self-sacrifice, and honor. These are the soldiers' creed, it says. This is not a place for half-assed kids to run around and play soldier. You look around awkwardly at other recruits. Isn't this a little 10 for lookout, dude? Yeah. Rhett catches your attention, and wavering and speaks to blah, blah, blah. Laziness, we've read this before. We've read this before. Alright, take the links out. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, yeah, we've read that before. I don't know why. Oh, you know what? We read it before I restarted from scratch. And so that event hasn't happened. Which is fine. Alright. 9, 7, 6. You're not wrong, Unstable Deuce. Also, hello, how are you doing? I feel like that was a waste of a month. Let's, because we only gained 1 animals, and we already are maxed out perception, so I'm gonna reload. Oh! I hope the move is going well. I'm sorry that you're tired, but I get it. It happens from that. Alright, so I guess then, if we want to raise animals... we go work here? Biology and organizing. Toughness, biology. 10 the animals. Yeah! I should have been doing this. I'm an idiot. You meet your dad at the animal pens, fresh and ready for your first day on your new job. Okay, yeah. We have read this before. Not in this save, but we've read this before. What do you want to learn about first? Locales. Yep. Beet, bristle slugs. Yep. Sugar bugs. Crippets. And let's... That'll do it. 1 more of that and we're maxed. That was a much better use of our time. What's up, Nem? You're surprised to meet Nem for lunch, but... Oh, you were supposed to meet Nem for lunch. But she didn't show up. You head to the garrison to see if you can find her. Checking time. You spot Nem with shock red hair, over by the close-range firing ring. As you approach, she flinches a flurry of blows. Oh, fighting ring. Firing ring would be a weird thing. Like a roundhouse kick almost knocks the training dumpling's head clear off. Yeah! Nem roars, echoing out of the vaulted ceiling of the garrison. Nem steps back from the ring and pulls the bottom of her shirt to wipe her face, flashing you a glimpse of her muscular stomach and blue-green scaling that dances over her ribcage and down her hips. Her skin shines with sweat under the harsh light. You catch her eye and she shoots you a smile, as quick and bright as the sun glinting off the metal roof before it disappears behind her usual bleak expression. It kills me that she's got a bleak expression. Like, you remember her? She was like the happiest kid. She jogs over to you. What are you doing here, Solane? She brings up the time on her holopan and her eyes go wide. Oh shit! We were supposed to eat lunch together today. I'm sorry. You look incredible today. You gulp and give her a long, teasing gaze. She goes red and puts her hands over her mouth. Shh, don't say stuff like that. I didn't know you were watching. You're gonna get me in trouble with Vase. Nem grabs her water bottle and drinks from it, then pours the rest over her head and flicks the water through her shaved side. We can still go get some chow if you want. Just give me a second. Nem pulls her oversized sports ball sweater over her workout clothes, thumb popping through the holes worn to the cuff. Lettering on the back reads kombucha. As you exit the garrison, stopped by a few of the other soldiers who all seem to want to give a Nem a high five or tell her about their day. Even though she's clearly exhausted, she mutters up a few heartening words for each of them. They all know I'm dating Vase, says apologetically. Finally emerges. I'm like, it's weird. All of a sudden, I'm like a hero to them too, and I haven't even done anything yet. I train every day, probably like 6 or 8 hours, she says, rubbing at her shoulders and stretching it out as she walks. And it feels good to work hard, like it wipes out all the bad thoughts, anything that's bothering me. She makes an exploding motion with one hand, and she goes away. Oof. I can't afford to lose my focus, Nem says solemnly. I can't let myself get distracted. If I do that, someone dies because of it. Null it, man, she says, shaking her head. The thought of it keeps me up at night. Sometimes I just get up and run around the colony until I'm too tired to stand. No one else is going to die on my watch. You understand, right? You work harder than anyone. How do you do it? What are you fighting for? My option would be for my friends. For the future of the colony. Nem nods in agreement. Me too. When it comes down to it, that's what matters. Alright, Nem. I'm glad we got to talk. You should drop Vase. The dickweed. Douche canoe? That's the one I haven't used in a while. He's a douche canoe. Exploring! Where are we going? We wanted to go to the valley for Tan. Ooh, that egg. You report to the expedition's tent to find not just Utopia, but Security Chief Rhett and bases. I just can't spare any more my people. You already pulled almost all the foragers. We're already running skint crews in the ridges as it is. One more person you can spare. Hello, Solane. How do you like to transfer onto one of my hunting? Utopia tells me you're one of her best explorers. We could use someone. He indicates a Vase. We need someone who can keep up with this one. Why do we need to kill them? Vase laughs. Because they're killing us, Solane. Keep up. Clenches his fist. It's a classic struggle between humanity and nature. Nature's not all flowers and rainbows. On Earth, everyone was trying to kill each other for survival, for food. Hell, even just for fun. I can't wait to bag a real trophy Xeno. First 10-point buck on Vertona. I don't want to kill animals for fun. Not willingly. Vase scoffs. Even if it was trying to kill you? I knew you Strato kids were soft. I didn't know you were suicidal, too. Not everyone's cut out for life or death situations, Brett says. You know, Solane, it's not all killing. Sometimes it's about tracking and identifying dangerous creatures before they reach our walls. You wouldn't necessarily have to kill them. You don't have to decide just yet. Talk to Utopia later if you change your mind. I don't want to join a hunting party, but tracking and trying to avoid them, like attacking the colony, that makes sense to me. Done this, scope it out. Hello, friend. Interesting that you're locked. Oh, a random card, okay. Well. No, not that one. That one. Charge one and good break. Yeah. Up it. Sure. Don't need the perception, but that's fine. I think our friend is up there. You hear the rustle in the bushes. Catch glimpse of a shadowy figure. Could it be a person? Whatever it is, you quickly look sight of it in the jungle. Yep. Wilderness is thick here. This is the fog that comes in waves. You need to rely on your tracking skills to go further. Got it. It's so wild. All of our stats are so high now that, like, we get almost no stress, and it's great. That one. That one. That one. That one. Seven. Oh, if equal to goal? We can do that. There you go. You're looking for a person, but it's surprised when you come face to face with a weird-looking creature. It kind of looks like a person, a bit. More like a tree, really. Some relative of the bush bump, maybe? But more tentacles and slime. Like a tree oozing with cookie sap with 2 legs. Yucks. Makes some sort of brrrr noise at you as you back away. Alright. Identify the mushroom. That's interesting. Alright, well, let's smash this one out of the park. 6-5. 4. 3. We'll throw in another blue. Ooh, wait, did we just skill up in biology? No, we already had that. Explosives. No, we did just skill up in biology. Collectibles respawn faster and more slots are filled. I don't know what slots mean. Maybe that means we pick up more than one? Spot a hop-eye nest, just like Tangent asked you to find. There are 9 eggs inside, all packaged up in what looks like a delicately spun glass cocoon. You don't speak to the parents. Feel some eggs. You break a little hole in the cocoon and pull 3 of the eggs in your bag. A little gooey. You hope they don't break. We are not killing. You turn to leave and come face to face with the adult Hopeye. Understandably, it looks spitting mad. It drums its powerful foot on the ground in warning, and 4 more pop out of the undergrowth. They start hissing. You should have known these little sociable creatures raise their young communal. Well, psychology. You learn from the Holopedia that 2 different sets of eyes on the Hopeye have different purposes. The large bulging eyes on the top are hardwires for perceiving danger, but their small forward-facing ones are more concerned with finding food. You're not food, and you're not danger. You throw yourself onto your belly and wriggle while the Hopeyes stare at you curiously. When you're a safe distance away, they return to poking at their violated nest of confusion. What are you doing, B? I have the room reorganized right now. The main bed it's a Murphy bed so that this room can be used for 8VR. And so I normally have the bed down and it is up right now because it's hot. So it helps with air circulation. And I think B is confused, even though she's been in here numerous times while that's happening. Hello. Sorry, we're having a bee break. Yes, you're adorable. What's up? You being a dork? Alright, bee. Thank you for being a dork. Go chill out. I love those emotes. Thank you for sharing them. You stumble upon another squeeger hive. Yep. Sure. We need to raise animals by 2. This should help. Five. 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 That's... Oh! One off. 0 stress. That's awesome. Kudos, animals. Wait, that might do it. Yeah, it did it. Okay, we can get level 3 pets. Fantastic. I don't know what a level 3 pet is, but we'll find out. Oh, right, we can go around everything now. That's right. You know what? Let's just look around. I totally forgot that. Let's just fucking inspect everything. I mean... I think it was from perception that gave us this. But we can literally just avoid everything now. So let's do 2 things. Let's do all the ones that don't have the obviously visible creatures, because we have a maxed out animal. Alright, we've done this one. Sure. I don't actually know if we've ever done this one before, so... Ugh. Because Utopia was born on Earth, you'd think she, is an adult just like the rest of them. Closer to your age than all the other adults. What does she know anyway? Wait until Utopia leaves, then shove the leaf in your mouth. Ugh. You struggle not to spit it out right away. It's so bitter. You can't help but stick out your tongue. Lep indeed. Ooh, lost all the stress. Seriously, you experienced a rush of giddiness a few minutes later. Ooh, wow. That blep sure is good. No wonder the adults keep stuff away from the kids. Probably addictive. So that's space coffee. Good to know it exists. Ouija hive. Watch closely. Uh-huh. Sneak up and harvest. Yeah, sure. Wow, this is a lot of 4s. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Oh, if equals goal? Alright, we can... Are you serious? That'll do it. Nap bladder. Defend yourself. I don't know if we've ever done this one before, so. Card gets +2. Four, 3. Eight. Nope. All right. 7, 6. And that one. Ooh, that maxed out our toughness. Fuck, we're about to be maxed. The close one. You detangle yourself from snickety snackety bits to run. You grab it to follow you. The snack ladder roars in annoyance. Thing is a trap waiting to injure other surveyors. You do everyone's favor and just... But did you just trip and land right back within range of the thing? Yep, sure did. Pins you with 2 sharp appendages and proceeds to swallow you whole. Minutes later, you're being slowly crushed and you start to sting you. A crack of light appears. Snap ladder sliced in two, and you slide out of it half naked and covered in slime. Hey, culinary. Ooh. Well, alright. Alongside 100 wriggling premature snap ladder babies. When you finally are able to stand up and take in the scene, you're alone. We're gonna meet this guy soon, right? You aren't sure who or what saved you, but you're grateful. You stumble back to the path and somehow return home, burned and bruised. We really didn't waste any energy there. That's great. We still don't have anyone that's in pollen for birthday, right? Wet, early wet, 14. Early pollen. Is it just him? It is just him. Alright. Now we can go talk to Tanch. You bump into Tangent on a routine checkup in medbay. Solane, could you wait a moment? I'm almost done. Let's walk out. Dr. Instance gives you a curious look. Tanch hurries to catch up to you. Goes back to her work. You wonder if Tanch needs something from you, or just wants to hang out. Lately, it seems like she has less time on her friend, preferring to work late at the lab. Maybe she's lonely. Ah, nice weather we're having. Tanch says as you walk outside. Look around. It seems pretty normal for the season. Clears her throat. So different here than it was in space. Growing up in the spaceship was so clean and tidy. Here, I'm constantly sweeping pollen or dust or spores or what have you off of everything. I have a feeling this is going to be important. There was a mushroom growing in the corner of the bathroom the other day. Kinda like it. Oop. Yuck, Tanch says. Can't have. She walks for a few moments. Tanch, something I don't mind. B, what is that sound? What are you doing? You a gremlin? I don't know if that got caught on the mic, but she just went, which is a new sound for her. I'm not very good at this sort of thing. B, what does it matter? You were just outside. Weird. Alright. So you know I'm working on a big project with the chief engineer. Yeah. Well, it's going really well. I think we're finally over the last hurdle now. Governor Lum says it's going to change everything here in the colony for the better. Anne seems more at ease than you've seen her in years. Truly, I couldn't have done it without you. I know I can be a hard person to be around, but I appreciate everything you've done for me. Ultimately, the colony, for all of humanity. I don't like this. What's really going on with you? It's nothing. I think it's nice to take a moment to recognize when someone has helped you. I'm trying to do it more. The last decade has taught me anything is that you don't want to wait until it's too late. He smiles cryptically. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Alright. Well, we have a mental boost. We're gonna try robotics one more time. Ooh. Nami Nami is assigned to work with you in the robotics lab this month. At first you're happy for the help, but it quickly becomes clear they're more interested in being unreasonable fantasies like building giant robot to defend the colony. What? What are you girls doing? That Willow's in here being weird. Alright, we're gonna get to the next month. And then I'm gonna call it to figure out what's going on with these gremlins. Hold on. Little dog nerds. They're just trying to play is what it looks like. Willow brought me her toy. Alright. Nami Nami is wanting to build a giant robot to defend the colony. I saw it in an anime, they chatter as you show them how to ground yourself before working with the sensitive electronics. It's totally cool. We just have to... Perhaps it is better to master the basics first. Nomination. Congruence pitches in smoothly. For example, there's a vacuum bot awaiting repairs to intake and output valve. You know without looking. It's Rosie. Yeah, your problematic little buddy is sitting in the first bay. You pull up the work requisition on your holopalm. I think the reports have been spewing dirt out instead of vacuuming it up. Typical. What does this give us? What does this give? Huh. Not to worry, little buddy, Nami says. We'll fix you right up and get you on your way again. Appear in the sensors. Maybe with a few upgrades? If it's blowing out dirt, it doesn't want to be a vacuum bot. So, we're going to reload this month. My problem is, it's like a waste of stats. I don't want to play it for the stats. Silver, make up your damn mind. Let's fix it. No, I don't like that option. But, hey, as a sentient AI, sometimes it is about feelings. Alright, we'll come back to you. Do we have anything we can work on that has to do with creativity? We need to do something... Oh, organizing and reasoning. And biology. Do we have anything that has organizing and biology? The dogs went silent, which makes me worried that they're doing something they shouldn't be doing. Organizing persuasion. What about the med bay? Biology and empathy. Okay. You report to your first shift as Dr. Instance's nursing assistant. Instance was never supposed to be the literal doctor for everyone in the colony. All of the colony's medical needs were supposed to be covered by the medbeds, and then eventually would train medical professionals from your generation. With the growing number of wounded and sick, it's been pulling Instance's attention away from her actual work in the lab, hence why she needs help. I am a doctor, not a physician. Instance grumbles as she swipes through her holopalm to give you access to the med base. I can study the local xenofauna so it stops killing us, or I can treat burns and upset tummies. Can't do both. There, she says, as the haptics in your holopalms pulse. You should have access. Now don't bother me for anything less than a cranial bleed. It's a medbed, not a jar of leeches. Follow the instructions, push the right buttons. Need something? Ask Congruence. Congruence beams at you from her holomod. Yeah, Congruence, you're rad. Can you handle that? Handle anything. That's the spirit, Congruence chirps. Oh no, it's Congruence. Hey, we lost stress, awesome. That's the spirit, Congruence chirps. You and me, Solane, high five. You gently bonk Congruence's panel with the open palm. He laughs. There are no patients today. You go and brush up on your first aid training. Every colonist gets first aid training in starting their early teens. Lungs gotta breathe, heart's gotta beat, should stay inside the body. Check. You run through quiz scenarios with Congruence for a whole week. CPR, elevate and pressure on wounds, wrap broken bones, flush eyes with water, leave foreign objects in, be real careful with neck injuries. Fun fact, Congruence informs. In the field, your holopalm can discharge its batteries all at once as a makeshift defibrillator. First aid is important, but the goal is just to get the person stable enough to bring them here to a medbed, where you and Dr. Instance will take over. You'll be fine. Only a matter of life or death. No biggie. 8. Four. That's a lot of biology. And a decent amount of empathy. You find Tanch in engineering and set down the bag of squelchy, groupy hop-eye eggs. Her eyes go wide. You found them, she exclaims. That's wonderful. I was beginning to think you'd forgotten all about my request. He reaches for the eggs, but stops. Wait, what is that sound? Are they? They are. You hear a wet cracking sound coming from the bag. You're about to witness the miracle of life, Rotundan style. What should you do? Analyze the process. You pull out your holopalm and prepare to take notes. Why miss this opportunity? You and Tanch watch and wonder as the gel-like shell of the largest hop-eye egg splits up like a ripe melon in the sun, spilling out a tiny squirmy pink baby, small puddle of amniotic fluid. You watch the last 2 eggs intensely, but through all the clear egg shells, you can't see movement inside at all, not even a heartbeat. It's okay, Tanch says. We only need one. The teeny hop-eye is on its feet, well, put, within minutes, taking cautious little hops at the sleek surface. Magnificent, Tanch says, keeping the palm-sized hop-eye from falling off the table. I expected them to be helpless at birth. Not like kittens or birds, not already moving around and undulate. Incredible. I can't wait to study it. Perfect. Let me get a specimen container for it. He leaves you with a teeny, clumsy thing, which chirps and blinks up to you with unevenly for its 4 eyes. Well, whatever Tanch and Dr. Instance are going to do with it, probably for the greater good of the colony. Alright. Early dusk. It is our good friend's birthday. Where is our good friend? Right? Birthday? It is your birthday. Have an egg. We're gonna do a emergency end of save stream. I gotta figure out what's up with these dogs. They're being hazards. And then we're going to see real quick. We're gonna fucking try hard, dude. I'd rather not, but we're gonna try it. I'm not gonna read this. I'm just checking real quick if there's anything I need to blah 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 blah. What's interesting. Well, we're not gonna do that, but again, I'm just running through these. I'm gonna reload this next time, and we will read through that proper. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we will reload that. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this so far. I have. Not quite as much progress as I wanted us to make. You know what? We made it through a year and a month. That's fine. But we will keep going. We will be back. We'll be back here Sunday. I will try again to start a little early. Maybe a little bit earlier than I did today. And go longer when the dogs aren't being gremlins. Yeah, you. Stick around if you're watching live. We will raid somebody rad. If you're watching an archive on the channel, please feel free to check something else out. I will also be live over on Britt K. Kaylee's channel on Friday, helping voice more Final Fantasy XIV. It is always a blast, so definitely check out her channel if you haven't already. Other than that, be safe and be kind to one another. Bye-bye!